Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here with Picks from the DawgHouse NFL edition. Y'all know who's here with me, man. Money Man Mitch and Big Al McMorty. Mitch, what's happening? How you doing this week?
I'm doing good. This looks to be the toughest week I've seen in about 2 months here in the NFL. I know my picks haven't been all that popular in the comments, but they've been popular at the window. And the thing is this week, I don't know because even looking at my unpopular picks, they don't look like I don't see anything like the Bears last week. I just don't see it.
Fair enough, fair enough. A great call on the Bears last week. I was on the other side of that one. Go, Pack, go. They didn't go anywhere. They won. What a hell of a way to win, but that's not what we care about here on this show. Big Al McMorty, what's happening? How you doing?
Oh, doing okay. I'd be doing a lot better if I, didn't keep having the Jets and the Titans on my card. you know, I guarantee you, I will not have the Jets this week on my card.
Okay. Okay. There you heard it here first. Before we even get there, no Jets for Big Al McMorty.
They don't play this week, Jay.
We'll see if Costy's on them Jets. He's been on them Jets too.
They have their bye week, Jay. It was a trick.
I know.
Yeah, well, you still got the Milwaukee Bucks. Don't worry. You can still always take the Milwaukee Bucks. They're NBA Jets.
Shout out the Jets, man. Shout out the Jets, man. I want to fade them even on their bye week. Oh, fellas, well, let's go ahead and hop right into this week's schedule, man. Let's start on Sunday. First game up, we're going to talk about we're in the Meadowlands. We're the Giants. No longer can we just blindly fade Daniel Jones because he's no longer starting. It's Tommy DeVito. He's under center this week. Giants 6-point dogs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rolling in. Mike Evans, questionable. Could be returning here. Mitch, how you feeling about this one?
I don't love this game. It's just another one of these ones I don't love. I think the Bucs are the far better team here. Tommy DeVito, obviously if he was the best option, he would have been starting out of the gate. But I guess when Daniel Jones makes that much money, that definitely factors into a lot of this decision making as well. Got to take the Giants at home, though. We're getting 6 points, and it's just getting to be that time of year. Of course, I don't live somewhere where it's cold, but I always have the discussion with the cold people. I just got off a Zoom call with my accountant and my COO, and basically they all live in northern places, Chicago, New York, and they said it's snowing and getting cold. So the Buccaneers headed north. I believe they have that horrid record when it's below 40 degrees. I'm going to roll with the Giants in this one and pray for snow.
Big Al?
Yeah, I mean, the Giants coming off their bye week. The bye week benefits the worst teams in the NFL the most, and especially when they're getting a lot of points. And you get a sub 400 team off a bye week and getting more than 5. They've gone 40 and 14 ATS. So I'll take the Giants.
I'm on the other side of both of you fellas in this one. I like the Tampa Bay Bucks. I know they've been on a little losing streak here, losing 4 straight. They've played some solid teams. Baltimore, Atlanta, Kansas City, San Francisco with their back up against the wall. This is a clear step down in competition from all of those teams. And especially if Mike Evans is back in the fold and gives Baker that extra weapon, I think this is, the get-right game for Tampa as they try to still compete for this division, which is still wide open with the way Atlanta continues to be the Falcons. So I think this is a guaranteed win for Tampa Bay, and I think the cover is very likely. Last time we seen them play a bad football team, New Orleans, they kicked the crap out of them, 51-27. And I think something similar is going to happen here. The Giants are a bad football team, and they continue to be that. I want to fade them.
The Bucks, the cold weather, man, I believe it is really one of the worst records that there is. If it reads 50 or below, the Bucks 5-31 all time. Not good. That is not good. And in freezing weather, where it's frozen temperatures below 32 degrees, I believe they only have one win in franchise history. Which it doesn't mean. I mean, these players come from all over the place. That's what I've always said as a Dolphin fan. You know, players come from all over the place. But I don't know, man. There's some reason they never win popsicle games.
Fair enough. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we had Carolina, where, in my opinion, we got the best team in the league going up against one of the worst. Chiefs coming off the first L of the season. The undefeated season, it's not going to happen this year. Shout out to Buffalo Bills. They got it done. Big Al, do the Chiefs bounce back and blow out Carolina? Or is this game going to be closer than many people think?
I mean, I think this is a tough game. Underdogs this year of 9 or more, they're 1-7 ATS. The one that did cover was Kansas City, not covering against the Tampa Bay Bucks. But I'll go to what I just said a few seconds ago. The bye weeks benefit the worst teams, and when they're getting a lot of points, and that's Carolina. They last played in Germany 2 weeks ago. So, I'm going to take Carolina here. Double-digit home dogs have also been a pretty good bet in the NFL the last 45 years, going 130 and 103 ATS, including 12-5 ATS the last 17. So I'll take the Panthers, but it's not one of my favorites.
Man, I caught that Panthers money line against New Orleans. I left them alone against the Giants because I was kind of just finally proud of myself for winning a Panthers game. Y'all know that monkey's been on my back the last 2 seasons here on this show. I'm signing myself back up for the Panthers this week, man. I'm on Carolina plus the points in this one as well. For the Chiefs, they're going to win this game. They're head and shoulders the better football team. But I don't like the number. And I think this is kind of an overlooked game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to win this game. But it's a really good spot for Carolina. Off back-to-back home wins with the bye, 3rd straight home game. Like, the spot really doesn't get much better in the NFL for a team like this. So I think they're just really well rested. They've been comfortable at home. I think they come out and play well. Chiefs win the game. Panthers do enough for the cover. I'm still on the Chiefs bandwagon, though. I think they go and win the Super Bowl first three-peat. But that doesn't mean they cover every week. And I think this is one of them where 7-point win is probably likely of what happens here. Mitch?
I've been against the Chiefs most of the season. They haven't covered 4 games in a row. I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one, though. Panthers, 31st ranked pass rush in the NFL. And you got a quarterback that if you give him time in that pocket, I think this might be the guy that could actually really do some damage if you let him sit in the pocket. You give this guy a chance to look down the field and actually pick out what receiver he wants to throw the ball to. I mean, this guy creates plays when he don't even look at the receiver. He kind of just, who the hell even knows how he does it. But, I mean, against the 31st ranked pass rush, I think he's going to just be sitting in the pocket. And I think I would pick the number of Chiefs to have a reception at +8 or something like that. I would think he distributes the ball. I think everybody gets a catch. Worked hard in practice. So I'll take the Chiefs.
Fair enough. Let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we got a division battle. We got the Commanders laying 10 on my Dallas Cowboys, man. Total 45.5 in this game. Y'all know me, man. I'm on the tank for Travis. That's where I'm at when it comes to my Cowboys. I want us to lose every game except for Thanksgiving. Is kind of where I'm at. I like Washington laying the points in this game. When teams finally get their chance and opportunity to beat up on Dallas, they do so. And the thing that I just remember is I think people forget the Cowboys have been really good the last couple seasons, like 12-5. And in those, they've had one of the biggest scoring margins in those games. They beat up on a lot of teams, and I think now some teams are going to get their get back. And the Commanders have had this game circled. Their head coach, well, where was he? He was in Dallas the last couple seasons in Dan Quinn. He knows this. He knows this defense. He knows these players. Dallas has a target on their back in this one. We can't run the football. We can't throw the football. We can't stop the run. It's not looking good right now in Dallas. Is the sky falling? No. Our quarterback's hurt. Next year we'll be right back here, especially when we have a last place schedule. We'll be right back where we belong at the top of the division. Remember, no team. There hasn't been a repeat winner in this division and basically in my entire lifetime, so it doesn't surprise me what's happening right now. We'll be back, just not right now currently. Tank for Travis, maybe even trade Dak, Shador, and Dion. Hey, y'all didn't hear that from me. Mitch, I like the Commanders though. Mitch,
I don't love this game. The Cowboys' defense has just been hung out to dry in this season, man. Just really hung out to dry. They have been on the field just a ton, and I think that's been part of the problem. Oddly enough, they're one of the best pass defense teams out there. They do a nice job against the pass. It's just the run, and it's because the other team is way ahead, and they don't have to pass. But I hate to take a double-digit spread in a divisional game, rivalry game, but I don't see any other way around it. I'm going to take the Commanders here. I'm going to probably get my ass kicked. I take Dallas. Probably would win it outright.
I don't think so. Al?
Oh, I don't know, Jay. I mean, you said that when teams have a chance to beat up on the Cowboys, they generally do so. I mean, maybe that's true, but it doesn't apply to the Commanders. When the Commanders are favored against the Cowboys, and when they've got the better team, right? They're 14-20 straight up, 8-25-1 ATS. The Commanders aren't good as a favorite regardless. 16-46 ATS when favored by more than 5. The underdog in this rivalry has gone 55-32 ATS. I'm just going to take the points.
Fair enough. Y'all can hop on that dirty dog. Y'all can have them. I don't want them. Tank for Travis.
Yeah. Believe me, I wish I was not hopping on that dirty dog.
That's not one of my favorite plays this week. Y'all know, as we get closer to Sunday, I might like Dallas. Y'all know how I be. Find out on Sunday morning show. Let's keep it pushing. We head to Miami, where them Dolphins are laying 7.5 on the Patriots. Mitch, we've been beating up on Mike McDaniel all season. They've now won back-to-back. They're kind of back in the mix of things. What you feeling here? Does that mean we go lay 7.5 in this division battle, though?
Absolutely not. I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I'm going to continue to fade the Dolphins. I had one loss in my circa picks last week. It was the Raiders, who were right in it until the very end. I mean, they were right in it. It was just a couple plays late in the game that were their undoing. I don't know. I think the Patriots just play them a little tougher. The Dolphins, I think, probably continue to win the game. I think, the Dolphins making a small run and making it to the playoffs wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world. They have, a roster full of all pros. I mean, and they have their quarterback back. The last 2-3 years, most of the games they've lost is when Tua has been out. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins win, but I like the Patriots to at least keep it close and make it interesting.
Al?
I like the over. The first meeting, 15-10. Neither team could really score. 25 total points scored in the game. But when you get a rematch from a game where 33 or less points were scored, actually 32 points or less were scored in that game, the over has cashed 84 out of 136. So I'll take the over, the 46.
I'm not in love with this game. I'm just be real. I'm gonna lean towards the Patriots. I'm kind of with Mitch. I just want to continue to fade the Dolphins. I do think they win the game, but I just think the hook looms very large in this game. And the Patriots play a style of football that warrants, especially when you're getting over a touchdown, you kind of want to be on them. So that's kind of my thought process here. Maybe I start to love this game as we get closer to Sunday, but right now I am leaning towards Drake May. They're calling Drake May maybe Josh Allen 2.0. I'm leaning towards the Patriots plus the points in this. Let's keep it rolling.
It was the quarterback that made the difference last week for the Dolphins. The Raiders, Minshew was just awful. And that really was the difference.
Yep. Next game we head to Houston, where the Texans are laying 7.5 points on the Titans. Total in this one is 40.5. Texans, man, they blew the doors off of Dallas on primetime after back-to-back primetime L's. Now return to regular 12 o'clock football. Titans have been terrible. But this is a division battle. Al, how you feeling here?
I'm going to keep it short and sweet just because I'm not going to wax poetic about anything good about the Tennessee Titans because there isn't anything good to talk about, but I'm going to take Tennessee.
Oh, God. Just stop.
Give me a...
There is nothing to say.
I need a pass.
No sympathy here, man. There's not going to be any sympathy over here.
Oh,
I will sprinkle some on the money line.
Oh my God.
Wow. Plus 320. Ooh, wow.
Did you see the new play they ran this past week? It was the Will Levis run. Just planned run. They tried it like 10 times.
I can't. Give me. It's a bad line, 7 and a hook. This is one of them weeks, man, where that hook looms large on a lot of these games.
Do you remember that one game earlier this season when Jacksonville was playing about as ass as you could play, and they were getting, what was it, like 6 points at Houston, and you couldn't take Jacksonville. They were they lost 24-20. They covered the number.
Jacksonville, Houston's played in a lot of close games.
They have.
No, I'm just trying. Like, this is going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those games where you've got obviously Tennessee's playing as bad as you could play. They're a horrible team, but they're going to come with it.
No chance.
I think Houston has found something now with Joe Mixon finally healthy. And that ability to really pound and run the football and then open up the play action and Nico Collins back healthy. The Texans are still one of my dark horses in the AFC to mess around and be playing the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Like I like the Texans that much. I'm going to lay it here. The Titans are ass. Y'all know I've been off that Titans bandwagon pretty much all season. I'm staying off of it. I'm on the Texans. Mitch?
Same strategy we've used it every week against the Titans. The Texans, 6th best in sacks in the NFL. The Titans, 29th in sacks allowed. The Texans, 3rd best in interceptions. The Titans, 32nd in interceptions thrown. The Titans, 31st in offensive penalties, which really burned them last week in that game. And the Texans, 16th in penalties. So just the defensive difference in this game is just gigantic. So I just don't see it in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to have to roll with I got to roll with the Texans. I'm not as big on the Texans as a lot of people are, but I like them. I like them a lot. I like them a lot more than I like the Titans, who I really are on my bottom 5 teams. The Titans defense, it shows up with all these great numbers and stuff, like 2nd best in total yards allowed and 1st in passing yards allowed and all these great things, 6th in yards per carry. They have a lot of great defensive stats, the Titans do. You know why? Because the offense gives up direct touchdowns and really short drives. It's always very, very short drives to the end zone against them. I mean, you give the other team the ball on the 6-yard line, they're going to put it in the end zone on you all day long, and that's what the Titans do. They're very, very good at it. Very good. Yeah, they stink, man. They're 20th in defensive penalties also, and 25th in sacks on their own side. Oof.
Terrible.
Their ass.
Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we head to Indy. Shout out to them Colts last week, man. Shout out to them Colts. They're 7-point dogs at home this week with the red-hot, money-making machine, don't want to fade Detroit Lions rolling in, man. I'm fading them Detroit Lions. I'm fading them. I got to. I like the Colts. And I think the Colts play a style that can slow down Detroit. If the Colts are able to really establish their run, establish the read option game with Jonathan Taylor, and Anthony Richardson. I think they're able to slow the game down enough to keep this game slightly competitive. I'm still waiting. There's going to be a hiccup game here for the Lions coming soon, and I kind of think this is a spot. Cross conference game, a team you're not really built to beat. I know they just blew out Jacksonville last week. Trust me, I get it, man. And fading the Lions is not fun. They are a money-making machine. Y'all have heard me talking about them on this show plenty. Just the week I want to be on the other side. Give me Indy. Give me the Colts. That Colts.
Colts.
That coach. Mitch.
If it wasn't for the Detroit Lions and Indiana Hoosiers, I'd have a new boat this year. I'm telling you, I'm still going to continue to go against them. The Lions are the anti-Lions are my Jets and Titans of Al McMorty. They are. I've gone against the Lions every single week, and I thought I was a real tough guy in week one when they had them, and then they blew it in overtime. And I was like, well, they got so lucky that they got the touchdown in overtime. And yeah, right. I've been eating crap every single week. I'm going to stick with it, though. I'm going to go with the Colts. I think they play that messy game, and I think that's what they do. I think they play. They got to drag them down to their level. That's what the Colts do. Kind of what Jay was saying. They play a weird style. And they kind of just drag everybody down to their level. And we saw, 2 weeks ago, we said Anthony Richardson not being in there on those goal line plays made a big difference. And then we saw last week it made a huge difference.
Game winner. Ball game.
Game winner. Game winner against the Jets.
Shout out AR, man.
4-point dogs. Outright.
Yeah. You with us on the Colts this week?
No. I'm not on. I'm not on Detroit either, though.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to look at the total. I mean, last week, I like the over here. I had mentioned that Detroit had played those 2 road games, but weren't high scoring. And at home, they tend to go over when they weren't often over the previous week, and they exploded for 52. But after a 52-point game, I mean, you have to look at the under the next week. Long-term in the NFL, when teams score more than 50 in their previous game, the under has gone 42 and 33. And I just think it's just one of those automatic things. Just take the under.
Fair enough. Let's keep it pushing. We head to Chicago, where the Bears are 3.5-point home dogs, man. They thought they had them, finally. 10 straight games of losing to the Pack. Thought they were going to get a dub. Block! Another L for Chicago. But what we care about here on this show, they did cover. They did. If you bet Chicago, you did make some money. Mitch was annoying last week with the song, man, but it came through.
I got pulverized in the comments.
Chicago Bears. Shout out them Bears, Mitch. You back on them this week?
Absolutely, man. I'm back on the Bears. I like what the Vikings are doing, and once again, I think it's going to come down just like last week's. The divisional game, it's going to be back and forth. The Vikings, as good as the Vikings have been, Sam Darnold's turning over the ball like no one's business, and he's a fumbler now. He is really a fumbler. This guy, I believe he's got double-digit fumbles in the last 4 games. I'm just going to say it off the top of my head from watching games. I don't know. How is there a way that we can find this one? How many fumbles does Sam Darnold have? How many? Well, I'll find it out in the meantime, but I'm going to take the Bears in the points because I think it's going to be close, because I think that a team like the Bears could put one of those Sam Darnold fumbles into the end zone. And I think playing at Soldier Field outside, I think it just sets up for that. We just missed on the Bears' money line last week, but we did cash with the points, so we'll cash with them again here in this one.
Al?
Well, that blocked field goal might not have mattered with the point spread, but it sure as hell mattered with the over-under. The over-under was 40, so the game lands on 39 because of the blocked field goal. It was brutal. They also missed.
Let me guess, you had the over?
I had the over 40. Yeah.
Oof.
They had 2 failed 2-point conversions. So you lose 2 points there. Then the field goal, and any of those come in, the game goes over the 40. But just brutal.
Sam
me
Darnold
here,
has seven fumbles in the last 4 weeks. He's who knew this? He's a career fumbler. He's got 45 fumbles in 7 years of playing games, and he doesn't even play in that many. He has 10, 20, 32, 44, 57, 60, 66 starts. He's got 45 fumbles. That's crazy.
That's insane.
All right. Sorry for cutting you off. I just thought it was wow. Nuts, right? Have you ever heard of such a thing? I don't know how that thing got past me.
It's a lot of fumbling.
a lot of fumbling. For me here, the key is this is Minnesota's third straight road game. In the NFL, teams playing their third road game in a row suck. And they really suck if they're off a Suats win. They're 50 and 91 ATS. This is also Chicago's third straight home game. And when you get teams playing their third straight roadie versus teams playing their third straight at home, the road team's gone 7 and 21 ATS. So I like the Bears just off the schedule. I also like the Bears coming off back-to-back losses, now playing at home. The Bears are 47 and 26 ATS at home off back-to-back losses. So I'll take the Bears.
I'm on the Bears. Fumbled six times in 6 games in 2022. 9 times in 12 games in 2021. I mean, he's never played more than 13 games in a season. You know, it's unbelievable.
I'm on the Bears in this one as well. I'm also on the under. I think this is going to be just an ugly, low-scoring game. I think both defenses are the best units on both teams. I think Flores will dial up some things that young rookie quarterback Caleb Williams hasn't seen before. Some blitz packages. I also think that the Bears defense shows up in this one. It's probably a similar game to last week, low-scoring divisional game. Somebody wins it on a walk-off. I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago won this game. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Minnesota, they're good, but they're starting to enter that overrated realm for me. So, give me Chicago plus the points here in this one.
I had no idea guys fumbled this much. I'm looking at the fumble stats. Who knew that Kirk Cousins has fumbled 11 times this season? Anthony Richardson, 8 times.
Not me.
Anthony Richardson, 8 times in 7 games. Sam Darnold, 7 times. Baker, 7 times. Lamar, 6. Kyler, 6.
But let me ask you a question. Are the fumble recoveries, is it roughly half? Like, is it just because I would think it would be such a random thing, so I think you would recover half your fumbles.
I think if you drop the snap, it must count, and that's probably why Cousins has so many, and why there's so few lost. The only guys that lose a ton are Sam Darnold and Gardner Minshew, are the guys that lose a ton of them. Everybody else, it's C.J. Stroud, but he's only fumbled 5 times. He's lost 3 of them. But I don't know what it is with Sam Darnold. I noticed it last week. He was just fumbling like crazy. I mean, thank God he was playing the Titans. I mean, or else it could have really gotten out of him.
Let's keep it pushing, fellas. We head to Vegas, where the Raiders are 6-point dogs. The Raiders, 6-point dogs with the Broncos rolling in. Al, you're up first here in this one.
The Raiders and Broncos?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders. Home dogs off a double-digit Suats loss. They've gone 106 and 84 ATS versus division foes off a double-digit Suats win. So this is just one of those games where, two teams coming off disparate games. So I'll take the home dog.
I've been on them Broncos. I loved them last week. I loved the Broncos last week. It was just the perfect spot. Like, Atlanta's not who people think they are. And the Broncos, they're not nearly as bad as from a season ago. Laying points with them, we're kind of asking for it, but the Raiders just don't have the talent. I like Coach Pierce, but I don't know if he survives this, man. and I don't really think it's his fault. They just don't got the guys over there. Gardner Minshew's not the answer. Aiden O'Connell's not the answer. Is laying points with the Broncos is dangerous, but if they can put together a similar game as last week, I think they are the play. Like, I want nothing to do with Las Vegas right now, even at home. When they traded Devontae Adams, that told me everything I need to know. They traded away their season. And I don't like betting on bad teams with no motivation. And I really don't see the motivation in this game. So I'm not going to overcomplicate. I'm just going to take the better team playing the better football with a lot to play for.
But I also don't think Pierce is going to let his players just mail it in either.
True, that's what I'm saying.
That's the
other side of the coin. Yeah. I like Pierce. I really do like Pierce. So, and I agree with you on that. So it's kind of tough. It's a tough game. But I lean Broncos definitely. Mitch?
Raiders for me. I just think that the Broncos. I still have to question the consistency. It's a young team, and are they able to put it together? And I think last week the Raiders. I know it's hard to say this, but they were better than the score. They were in it all the way. In that game, and it really came down to a late interception, and then even to get the garbage backdoor, they were right there, and they just couldn't get it. So. I don't know, at home, maybe they get some of those bounces to go their way. Maybe in a lower scoring game, these 6 points matter. I'm just not buying into the Broncos just yet. I don't think they have enough weapons, though.
That's fair. I love keep buying some Broncos stock, though. I kind of like what I'm seeing from the Broncos, which is crazy. Remember last year I was beating up on Sean Payton. I was beating up on Russell Wilson. A season ago, they're split up. I'm low-key loving both.
Except for tonight.
Yeah, not tonight. But all right, let's keep it pushing. We head to Lambeau. Or Lang 2. Today's Thursday. I saw earlier this morning there's snow all over the field in Lambeau. As of right now on Thursday. So interesting to see how it plays out come Sunday. Niners, man, sitting at 5-5. We were talking before the show. It's not looking good for them. I don't think they make the playoffs. Or maybe they do. Maybe they get that last wild card spot. But they're gonna need to pull off a win in one of the tough 3 games they have remaining. I don't like this one here though. On the road in Lambeau, snow. I don't like this spot for them, man. I'm gonna take the Pack. Go Pack, go. The Packers, are they as good as some people portray them to be? No. Are they as bad as some people try to portray them to be? I don't think so either. They're just a solid team. And at home, I in the snow, their type of element, their type of game, I feel like I can trust them. Give me the Pack. I'm going to lay it. Mitch?
Last year, the second half of the season, Jordan Love had incredible numbers. And everyone really thought he was going to be fantastic this year. Came out of the gate this year. He had the same terrible numbers. He had the same terrible first half that he had last year. And then we saw last week against the Bears, he was really terrible in that game too. And, he got a really fortuitous call in that game that kind of was the difference maker for him. And then he got a blocked field goal for the win. You got a Niners team that's hungry. I know Brock Purdy is banged up, but it's more Bosa is banged up is more the issue. But I'll tell you what, Debo's in. I like the Niners. You got Debo, McCaffrey. Everybody's kind of there. I just think the Niners have a better roster, and they're just more desperate. And I just don't think the Packers get the bounce this time around. I'm going to take the Niners.
California team in the snow?
I don't see snow in the forecast though.
It's snowing there right now. It's snowing there right now. And
no, but I'm talking about players. But they'll clear the field. I mean, even if it snows.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
But San Francisco is not really California, beaches and bikinis. California, it's like 50. In San Francisco, it's like 40 degrees in the summer. I mean, it's freezing there. Isn't it? It is. Mark Twain said the coldest. Well, I don't even know if it's a true quote or not because Mark Twain quotes are bullshitted all the time. But The coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
I've never been.
Yeah, looking at Sunday night's forecast, looks pretty mild. The temperature will be 37 degrees, 7-mile-an-hour winds. Won't be any precipitation really throughout the day.
Cold tundra limbo.
But Al, San Francisco is not really like
it's a mild climate. It's not LA.
No,
I think the Twain quote exaggerates to make a point. So.
I don't think it's real. I don't even think it's a real quote.
Yeah. I just, for me in this game, I think this is just one of those games that the Packers have had circled on their calendar all offseason. San Francisco was the team that knocked them out of the playoffs. To be honest, I guess Green Bay knocked themselves out of the playoffs. They just collapsed in that game. They should have won. But Green Bay is just a solid home team. There's 65 and 35 ATS at home when they're favored by 13 or less points. So I'm going to take Green Bay as the favorite here.
Go, Pack, go. Let's keep it pushing. We head to Seattle, where the Seahawks are home dogs with them Cardinals rolling in.
Well, actually, I misspoke. Green Bay, this is not the night game. That's the Rams-Eagles here. Green Bay's the 4:25 game.
Yeah.
No opt-in. I think, why wouldn't they just opt this one in? Sick of the Rams. Rams, Giants. Primetime.
Rams not bad.
Rams,
Giants. They not bad.
No, it's
before we get there, we got them Cardinals, man. I've been on that Cardinals bandwagon all season. Love me some K1. Love me some Cardinals. Y'all know I'm on them this week. I told y'all earlier this season I'm probably going to bet the Cardinals every game this year. I already told y'all that. And I ain't switching up. I'm still on them. The Seahawks, man, they supposed to be one of the teams with one of the best home field advantages. But it seems like they can't do nothing but win on the road, man. They've been terrible at it. The 12th man ain't done nothing for them. I don't think it'd do nothing for them here either. Give me AZ. Give me the better football team, Arizona. My dark horse in the NFC. They got it all. Arizona got everything you want. They got a really good quarterback, low-key, criminally underrated quarterback. They got a really good running game, a criminally underrated running game, and a solid defense, a criminally underrated solid defense. Man, it's my type team right here. Shout out Arizona. Mitch?
Arizona for me. I've liked the Seahawks a lot. I took them last week on this show. But in this one, I just, Arizona off the bye week, I think they're going to be really, really tough. I don't love that Seattle run defense. And, man, I got ripped for saying this last time, on the show also. But I don't care. I'm going to say it again. James Conner is the best running back in the NFL this season. And he should be the starter in the NFC in the Pro Bowl this season. I don't care. Oh, Saquon Barkley, you don't know anything. This guy is running people over. You know exactly where every one of those yards is coming from. And the Cardinals, 5.2 yards per carry is the second best in the NFL this season. Man, and while Kyler's making plays, the passing game really isn't there. They're 26th, in passing in the NFL. And it's all Conner in that running game. And it's in the second half. That Niners game, they could not stop him. This was the San Francisco 49ers who went to the Super Bowl last year, healthy. They could not stop him. And
the thing about Kyler is their passing game. They're not an explosive offense. They're just really efficient. He's number 3 in QBR. Only 3 INTs. They're playing a really run and efficient style football. That's what I like.
But they're missing a secondary wide receiver because Marvin Harrison Jr. is just not getting the production there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cardinals go for one of these Ohio State wide receivers again, or something like that, or a free agent that will be available. Maybe Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams or someone else that wants out of New York.
I wouldn't be shocked. That wouldn't shock me. Al?
The Cardinals, their last game, they were actually an underdog, if you recall, versus the New York Jets. They upset them as a 1.5-point home dog. They won that game by 25 points, 31-6. Kind of crazy to look back to see them as an underdog to the Jets at home.
Well,
But
same with
now-
the
It
Colts
didn't make
last
sense
week.
then. It didn't make
It makes sense then.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to fade Arizona. When you get road teams off 25-point or greater upset wins, they've gone 10-39 ATS their next game. So Arizona's just a fade for me. I'm going to take Seattle.
Arizona's, man, they're under the radar.
even off the bye.
Doesn't matter.
Fair.
Cardinals Chargers Super Bowl.
No, hell no.
That'd be interesting.
I'm still fading them Chargers. We're going to get there in a minute, man. They should have lost last week. McPherson.
I would like to see a Harbaugh Super Bowl again. I think the Chargers Ravens would be fun.
Well, you're going to get a preview of it this weekend.
Yeah.
On Monday night. Before we talk about Monday night, let's talk about Sunday night, where them Rams, 3-point home dogs with the Philadelphia Eagles coming in. Everybody knows I've been on my chill, Jay, from fading the Eagles train. Do I get back on it this week? We'll find out in a second. Mitch, are you fading the Rams or are you fading the Eagles? What you doing here?
I'm taking the Eagles. I don't think the Rams are a complete team, and I think the loss of Aaron Donald is just too big of a void to be filled. The Eagles are rolling. They have now won 6 in a row, half against crap teams, half against the good teams. They've been favored in most of them, except for that game against the Bengals, where they beat them by 20 points on the road in that one. And I just think the Rams, to me, even though they get healthy and then they get banged up right away, just like Nakua's hurt again, right? So it's like, I mean, it's just happened one of those years where just the injuries they just can't get away from it. Oddly enough, Terry Bradshaw, like when they cut it over, he called Nakua Cooper Cup. It's just so weird. I think maybe it's time for him to go to. He's like a Cooper Cup with the touchdown, and the other guy, I don't know who it was. That was not Nakua right there.
I think he's playing, though, this week, I think.
Yeah, he's not on the injury list, but he did leave the game.
Yeah, I think he's in.
Yeah, that or he's on the long-term injured reserve, right?
I'm just trying to double check right quick. Because he is a big piece for the team. Huge piece.
He's not on the list.
Yeah, so I think he's in. Shout out my boy, man. Al, what you doing?
I think a week or two ago, I tried to make the argument that Philadelphia was a really underrated team and had actually been playing really well this year. So doesn't surprise me. But I still have to fade them here. It's one thing to be a really good team. It's another thing to lay 3 points on the road to a McVay coach team, and I don't want to do that. Los Angeles, they just keep winning with McVay, even when they don't have their players, on the field. They just overperform, and this is a revenge game. Also, they got a loss. They lost by 9 points last year to the Eagles. So when you get good teams with 500 or better records, both this season and last season, when they're playing with revenge, they do really well as home dogs. So I'll take the Rams.
I've been chilling, fading Philly. Mitch had the intervention. He said, Jay, you just got to chill, bro. Just got to chill. I was like, all right, man. You know what? I am. But I'm back fading them this week. I'm on the Rams. Let's do it, Los Angeles. I like the spot. Rams, they've won 4 or 5. They're right there in the mix. They really control their own destiny from this point forward. Looking at their division, everybody right there jumbled up. They could still low-key surpass the Cardinals for the lead. I just feel like there's a hiccup week coming here for the Eagles, and it kind of feels like it may be here. Maybe a slight look ahead with the Ravens on deck. When I look at the schedule, I think it does get pretty tough here. They got Ravens, then they go Panthers, but then they go Steelers, Commanders. I don't know. I just think this is the sleepy spot here for the Eagles where they might get caught with an outright L. Sunday Night Football, them Rams, they're better than people give them credit for. I'm gonna take the Rams here, and I'm probably gonna play an outright money line. I will say, I'm my outright money lines on Sunday night ain't really been playing out too well. Let me think. Last week I had the Bengals. That hurt. The week before I had the Texans. That hurt. So yeah, back-to-back weeks of taking the dog outright on Sunday Night Football has kind of not been fun, but I'm going to sign myself back up for it again this week. We'll see how it plays out. Let's push it on over to Monday Night Football, where we have the last and final game of the week. Brothers going up against each other, man. Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. Mitch, y'all know how I feel about them Chargers, man. Are you on them this week with them Ravens coming in?
Last week, Jay said that the Chargers wouldn't win a game in the next 4 weeks.
They should have lost, bro. McPherson.
They should have lost. No, they were up gigantic and let it get away from them. And Herbert fumbled the football, and he touchdown would have put it away. Any score at that point. But the Chargers just play a style that lends itself to winning. And at home in this game, I'm just going to go with the same thing. Getting 3 points with a team that really that fumble last week by Herbert, I think was the second fumble by the Chargers all season. Plus, you got the running back playing against his old team, the Ravens, who quit on him, and all kinds of stuff going on here. I don't know. You got a team that turns the ball over a ton in the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is a fumbler, and a double fumbler. I could see him fumbling a few times in this one. You've got a kicker that can't put the ball through the uprights. Have problems. I think the Ravens are way overrated, man. I'm going to take the Chargers on the money line here. If we can get plus 135 or better, I'm taking the Chargers. Money line, but the points, Chargers are automatic.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is the game I can't wait to watch. It's also the game I have no interest in betting on. I really don't want to go against either one of these two teams. But we have to make a pick here on the show. That's what we do.
Unless they're playing the Titans or the Jets.
Yeah. No, I would love the Titans plus the points over either of these two teams.
But they played. The Chargers played.
No, but I mean this week. I'd be getting more points this week. Given a choice between going against Baltimore or going against the Chargers, I guess I'll go against Baltimore. I'd rather have the points in my pocket than not. I don't like the fact that the Ravens are coming off that upset loss to the Steelers. Monday Night Football games tend to favor teams coming off wins, not teams coming off losses. So I'll roll with the Chargers plus the 3.
I've had a simple formula. I've had a simple formula for Ravens games all season long. It's simple.
In the division, fade them. Out of the division, take them.
Take them. And I'm sticking to it. It's the same formula I'm sticking to with the Ravens, man. Teams that are built to beat them, they're in division teams, they know how to play them. But them other teams, it's hard to game plan for that speed and that style offense. It's going to be tough.
Maybe I'll switch. Because I agree with everything you just said there.
Yeah, so
Chargers, go.
I'm still fading the Chargers. I got to back off a little bit on the Chargers. I will back off a little bit. Justin Herbert in that first half last week, I did see a lot of the things that a lot of y'all love about Justin Herbert. That first half I thought was probably his best half of football I've seen him play in the NFL. He looked really good in that first half last week. And then second half, you saw why I love Joe Shiesty. Oh, my God. McPherson.
Well, Tucker's been worse.
Tucker do got the yips too. Tucker does have the yips.
He's been worse, and it's good, in a game that could easily come down to the kicker.
Nah, you make a good point.
What's his name? Sticker the kicker. Was that his name? The guy for the Chargers.
Dicker the
kicker.
Do they still got
Dicker the kicker? Yeah, Dicker the kicker.
Is he still that kicker? Let me see.
Yep, Dicker's the kicker.
Yep, he sure is. Cameron Dicker. Sure is. This could be the Justin Tucker avenge game. This is the game he gets it together. We'll see. We shall see.
What's our line on this game? Is it 2.5 or 3? It's
Right
2.5,
now,
right?
right now, I see 3. We'll see closer to game time on Sunday.
Yeah, it's 2.5 at circa. Yikes!
Is that what it is in the contest?
I'm not sure,
Let me see. I think
Let's
the
see.
I think the
but
contest,
it would have to be if the circa has a 2.5. It's going to be 2.5 in the contest.
Well, let's see what they circa says. It says in the contest it's 2.5.
2.5. It's 2.5. I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens a lot. Of
Love the Chargers. Love it.
Well, I'll have the Chargers in my official play, but it's bottom of the barrel.
I'll have the Chargers in my circa picks.
No.
That's what you said last week about the Bears.
No. But this one is the Ravens against non-divisional opponents. It's money.
I had the Chargers last week also in the circa picks. Same thing.
I don't know.
Go Chargers, go.
I don't know. We'll see. That concludes this episode, though, man. That's all the games for this week. Interesting week of NFL action, man. I think we're going to learn a lot about some teams this week. As the season slowly progresses, fastly kind of progresses by. We're in week, 13, 12? We're in week 12. So, man, moving right along. Any final words?
This is the toughest week, I think, in the last 2 months because you have a lot of these games that are rivalry games with big spreads, like the Commanders, Cowboys. You've got the Bears, Vikings. You've got, the Dolphins, Patriots. So just a lot of these games like that 49ers, Packers, these are the ones that could be some wacky finishes.
Yeah, so the Walter's going crazy, but the Baltimore Ravens versus non-division winning teams are 85 and 49 ATS, including 45 and 15 ATS off a point spread loss. So,
what's Jim Harbaugh on Monday Night Football?
I love them Ravens this week.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna I'm switching my official pick. I'm gonna switch to.
Don't do it.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the Chargers plus a 2.5. I'll take the Chargers, but damn.
We'll see what Big Al thinks. Maybe on Sunday, I'll try to get it out of him if he's on the show.
Jim Harbaugh only 5-9 on Monday Night Football.
I don't know. No, fuck it. I'm switching. I'm taking Ravens. Fuck it.
There we go.
I'm switching.
Oh, wait a minute. This is as a quarterback. That's as a quarterback.
I was going to say, them Ravens, I feel like don't really be losing their primetime games. I don't remember too many Raven primetime L's.
The one where Lamar shit his pants, they lost that one. No, the Ravens have lost plenty of Monday nights, man. They've lost plenty. Oh, here it is. Jim Harbaugh, 72.7% Monday Night Football.
72%?
72.7%.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, them Ravens, this their spot right here. This is their spot.
Oh, actually, you know what? He's not. That's not it as a coach. He's never lost a Monday Night Football game as a head coach.
I just told you. I don't remember him losing too many games on prime time like on Monday night.
No, Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, no, Jim?
The Chargers head coach. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Has never lost on Monday Night Football as a head coach. I remember one where he was with the Niners. Do you remember that game out where they got the safety and then he declined the safety because it was there was one against Seattle. He declined safety.
I got a hop. Walter is going crazy. All
right.
Good show, guys.
The Ravens are John Harbaugh 14-7 on Monday Night Football.
Ravens.
All right.
All day. Appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week. We're out here.